Hi, I'm Brian and welcome to Munros For Dogs. On this trip we headed out to summit Geal Charn, which is the White Hill. There's really nothing difficult about this hill, as you'll see. The start of the walk in can be a little bit boggy at points, but overall it's actually a good track in. For us, this was our 7th Munro of our trip. We'd already done 6 already at this point over the past couple of days, so it's a really nice one to end on, as it meant we could have a late start for this one. There was no rush getting it done, as it's really not a long route and doesn't take a lot of time to complete. We never saw any livestock on this Munro. There was deer on the drive in through the glen, but once we actually got to the car park we didn't see anything. There are a lot of deer fences scattered about, so just be aware, depending on the time of year, you may see more deer than we did. So it's just a factor to keep in mind for your dogs. The route itself is really quite simple. Once you've left the car park, you are following the river all the way up until it eventually branches off to the right. You will then follow that up and eventually cross over the river and start heading up the Munro itself. Nothing difficult for your dogs. There's a few rock areas as you go up, and there's also bogs scattered about the route. If you're planning on doing this Munro, I definitely recommend waiting for a dry spell and then try to get it done. This route has the potential to be very boggy, so you definitely want to avoid doing it in bad conditions. There are several ways you can go to get to the top of this Munro. For us, because we've already done quite a few Munros, we just went for a nice simple approach straight up to the river, up to the Munro, and backtrack the exact same way we just came. So it's really up to you which way you want to go. Pros and cons for all of them, but if you are looking for a nice simple route, the one we went is probably the simplest one you'll get. I believe it's also the route that Walk Highlands also recommends as well. Because this was a weekday, we barely saw anyone on the hill itself. There's only a handful of people we actually bumped into. So if you have reactive dogs, going midweek's probably your best bet to just avoid masses of people, especially on a Munro like this where it's not an overly exciting one, so you're not going to get flocks of people going to it. There is one obstacle for your dogs to get over. There is a fence that doesn't have actual stile on it, and there's no kind of dog gate through it. As you see in the photos, it's not the best fence in the world, and there are gaps that you can lift the wire up and get your dogs under. Both my golden retrievers got through it really quite simple, and we just climbed over it itself. Once you reach the fork in the river, you just turn right and follow the stream up the valley. Eventually the track will run out and you'll have to cross the stream. You will see an obvious track on the other side, and it's just picking the best point and getting across it and then continuing up the Munro. Here we are now at the river crossing. There's no bridge, unfortunately. You're just going to have to find the best way and get across it. It's not an overly wide stream, especially when we did it. Although I think Charlotte was having a little bit of trouble getting across the stream itself, which was quite fun to watch. Once you cross the stream, you will then face some more bog areas until you start pushing higher up onto Munro. Again, you just have to pick your way through. There is a track every so often. It does kind of do the disappearing, reappearing trick that some tracks tend to do on Munros, but the route is really obvious. You're simply just heading for the highest point you can see. The Munro itself is not overly impressive, however you do have some really nice views of the surrounding hills, which does make it a bit better for you. It's always nice to bump into people on the hills and have a wee chat as they're coming down and you're going up. Also gives you a wee excuse to have a rest. Cody's probably wondering what we're talking about and just wants to keep on going. Dogs are really well behaved on this trip, which is always good. As you get higher, the terrain underfoot gets a lot easier and a lot better. There are some rocky patches as you go up to the over the shoulder itself, but nothing too difficult, and it's really just a nice approach towards the summit. You can see it for quite a while as you're heading over to it. The hill itself's got a nice big plateau, nothing dangerous for your dogs at all, just a nice simple hill. I just love how all the dogs know to go straight to the summit. They've done that many Munros now, and they know they're going to get their pictures taken, get some treats at the top, so they just head straight for it. Really just a race to see which one of them decides to go for the summit first. This Munro has a really big cairn, you can't miss it even if you tried. And if you really want to touch the top, you do have to climb a little bit to get it. Surrounding views are really nice, and you can get a really good photo on top of the cairn itself. Thanks for watching our video, we hope you enjoy it, and we'll catch you on our next adventure very soon. And if you like our content, please like and share the videos and subscribe to the channel Munros For Dogs. And we also have a Facebook page with the same name.